During COVID, what IRCC did is that they have also now given an exemption to people who are inside Canada applying for temporary residence or applying for permanent residence. From inside Canada, they are exempt from providing new medicals if they have already completed their medicals within the last 5 years and they have the medical report or the UMI number or the AMI number. That exemption is still in effect. So even if you are now in Canada, if you're applying for your temporary residence or permanent residence, you already completed your medicals in the last 5 years, you don't really need to do new medicals as long as you have the old one. Now, what they've done is for everybody else, you had to complete upfront medicals. Now, if you are not going to complete your upfront medicals, then your application can get rejected under the R10 stage for not completing upfront medicals. So what this was doing is that a lot of people were obviously going to all the different medical centers across the world trying to get their medicals done. In a lot of cases, there is a bit of a communication gap. Now, what happened is earlier during COVID, IRCC had said, don't do upfront medicals. We will give you a request letter, then you go and get the medicals done. Some of these medical centers are still with the same process. So they are expecting you to have a request letter from IRCC to complete your medicals. So that your medicals will then be linked directly to your application. In that request letter, there is an IME number or a UMI number or your UCI number, whatever you want to sort of. These are 3 different numbers. All of them refer to you as an individual profile. And most of the times, the medical centers will ask you for it. You don't have it, and you will give them your UCI number that you see in your Express Entry profile, which starts from CAN. Now, CAN number is not a UCI number. CAN number is a candidate number. At this point of time, you haven't submitted your PR application. You are just a candidate in the Express Entry pool. So therefore, that is not your UCI number. But a lot of people confuse it. They give a CAN number. And that creates further administrative issues. More than that, in some countries, I think Pakistan was one of them. I think in some cities in India, there was an issue. And in some other countries as well, getting a medical appointment to complete your medicals was becoming a nightmare. It was becoming quite difficult to get one easily. Also because a lot of people wanted to do upfront. There are other applications where they are stuck in the backlog and they want to do another medicals just because they know that their medicals have expired. So a lot of people try and do these upfront medicals, and that was creating a further queue ups on the medical center sides. And hence, finally, IRCC has come back and said, please, guys, if you're submitting an application in Express Entry, please do not complete your medicals upfront. For PNP, non-express entry applications, this was always the condition, right? You don't have to complete your medicals upfront. For spousal sponsorship applications, this was always a condition. You don't have to do your medicals upfront. Only express entry needed you to complete your medicals upfront simply because they were able to complete the application processing in 6 months or less. But now they have come back and said, please hold your horses. Don't do your medicals upfront. We will ask you for it. Now, there are a couple of benefits out of this. We all know that the medicals have a 12-month validity, right? So, and the 12-month validity is from the date the medical center uploads your test reports to IRCC, from that date onwards, not the day you complete your medicals. Actually, it's just a few days difference, so it doesn't really matter. But on an average, you get the gist of what I'm saying. So it gives you 12-month validity. And when IRCC issues your visa, your COPR, your PR visa, if you're outside Canada, the validity of that visa is also linked either to your passport validity, if it is expiring sooner, or to your medicals. Let's say you complete your medicals, after 2 months, you get your approval. Now your PR visa will have a validity for 10 more months, right? Which gives you enough time to pack your bags, to settle your things, to settle all your obligations, and then come to Canada. So overall, I don't see it as a bad idea. I think it's pretty good, except for the fact that a lot of people are thinking that now this will add to the process time. Well, yeah, a bit, but I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. So I think overall, it's not a bad idea. At least it takes away one headache from you in your attempt to submit your PR application. You don't have to get the medicals done upfront. All you need to do is get your police clearances, education documents sorted out, which you should have already, your work experience documents, your proof of funds, and you should be ready to go. In addition to this is effective 1st of October. So if you are submitting an application effective 1st of October, you don't need medicals. Now, I know a lot of people may have already done the medicals. They were now waiting to submit the application. Please go ahead and submit those medicals. It's not a problem at this point of time. Anybody henceforth going forward, if you're looking to do this, please hold your medicals, do not complete them, and you will be fine.